What got you to want to start the Honest Company?
Really, I wasn't really looking to start anything. It was Jessica who came to me through her husband Cash, who I knew, and she wanted to start the Honest Company. So she thought that the baby category was ripe in terms of approaching it differently with more organic, non-toxic products, better for you, better for your kids, better for your home environment. And so that was the concept behind the Honest Company. And honestly, she kind of convinced me to do this. I at first I wasn't sure, but then I had kids, and I saw how my wife changed her buying behavior. She started all of a sudden shopping at Whole Foods and buying organic purees for the kids, and so forth, and living more of a healthier lifestyle. So I knew that, when it came to the Honest Company, it really comes down to mothers and that moment of awakening, right? You hold your child for the first time, and really it's an instant moment of undeniable love, and you will do anything to protect that child, right? Including surrounding that child with the safest products that you can find. And so that was the idea behind the Honest Company. Honest Company was fun. Jessica's a rock star. She's a genius in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to brand and marketing and the product itself. And so it was a great partnership. We grew it from nothing. We had other great partners in Christopher Gavigan, who headed up product, and Sean Kane, who was more our operating officer. So the four of us kind of worked hand in hand and got this thing off the ground and took off like a rocket ship. And we ended up taking it public. It's still trading on the public market today, and still changing a lot of, or helping a lot of lives. Making a lot of homes safer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
What do you think was your greatest takeaway from the Honest Company?
You know, I would say, in hindsight, what I would have done differently is driven Honest Company towards profit earlier. Because it was an interesting time period where money was basically free. And you had these venture capital firms and late stage guys just throwing money at growth. And it was grow at all costs, or just grow, right? Here's more money, grow. And that works great until the money dries up, right? And when the money dries up, you're left holding the bag. You're like, okay, what do we do now? Right? So that was the position that the Honest Company kind of found itself in eventually. But we were already at such scale that we were still able to take it public. But in terms of, in hindsight, what I learned from it was take in less capital, be smart, treat it like it's the last capital you're ever going to raise, and try to get to profitability, or at least have sight to profitability before getting way too far ahead of your skis.
And at this point, once you took the company public, where do you feel that you were as a person? What do you feel that building these three different businesses, what do you feel that that built you into?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, it's like, it was a lot of self-reflection. Like, what is it that I really want? What is it that I want my life to become? Because initially, just to let you know, LegalZoom, we started, I had to make it work. I had no choice. We had no choice. We had student loans. I had car payments. I had a mortgage payment. We were broke, like literally broke. It's like, if that didn't work, it's like, what am I going to do? Be a lawyer forever? And I didn't want to do that either. So we had to make it work. And so it's I guess you could say we're lucky that it did work. But it really kind of like showed me like, okay, there is a difference though of working for a financial outcome versus working something that you actually care deeply about or you're passionate about. So, and I finally realized that this time around, Ben, with your Arena Club.
Okay.
The fourth, I know I've started a lot of companies, but Arena Club, I started about 3-4 years ago with Derek Jeter and with Jesse Glass. And this is hands down my favorite company that I've started, like hands down. And that's really because I'm extremely passionate about the category and the mission and the services that we're bringing to collectors. It's just fun. So I remember, like, even when you're younger and you ask kind of older, wiser, more successful folks for some advice, and I still remember that more times than not they'll tell you stuff like, do something you're really interested in, follow your passion, follow your dreams, all that kind of BS, right? But at that time, when you're young, you're like, yeah, whatever, right? I got bills to pay, I got to make money. But it's the first time with Arena Club where I don't have to worry about money, that I can just focus on building something cool and follow my passion that I had since I was a kid, which is collecting cards, mostly baseball cards. And I turned that into a business. And now it just doesn't feel like work. It really, I go to card shows and it's like, you're calling this work? Right? I get to meet all these people and trade cards and listen to the latest trends and which players are increasing in value and which players are tanking. It's like, this is fun for me. It's like, I love it. I love everything about it. And I love collecting into my PC, and I love holding cards, and it's just like, yeah, everything about it is just is so much fun. And when something is this much fun, it really doesn't feel like work. And that's leading to the success we're having at Arena Club, I think.